Really want to start off really quickly with some breaking news. We have a brand new tropical depression number 10, way out here in the open Atlantic, about 1,000 miles east of the Lesser Antilles. This is not the system that we're watching in the Gulf of Mexico, obviously, but it very well could become our next hurricane. The next name on the list is Imelda. So as it will move north of the Leeward Islands, we'll have to watch this very carefully. It could clip Puerto Rico by the time we get to this weekend, and eventually moving up towards the Turks and Caicos Islands. Now, looking at the latest computer models, most of the models want to recurve this out to sea. Fingers crossed on that, because we certainly don't need any more problems there in the Bahamas. Now, closer to home, we are monitoring a flood potential across southeast Texas. You can see we do have a flood watch in effect for our central and coastal counties. Now, if you're up in Trinity County, if you're up in Polk County, San Jacinto, Houston, Montgomery, Walker, Grimes, Washington, Austin, Waller counties, this does not include you. The reason why is we're expecting the rain totals to drop off pretty significantly once you get well to the north of I-10. So really this is a problem from about Houston to the coast. That's where we're looking at the possibility of some very heavy rain. And I'm talking blockbuster amounts showing up on some of the computer models. Now, it's not to scare you, it's to keep you informed on the fact that we could see 10, 15 inches of rain before all is said and done. We'll show you that coming up in just a second. Now, we certainly could use the rain. Take a look. We are dealing with drought conditions here across southeast Texas. Not extreme, but certainly dry enough, and we could use a little bit of rain. The only problem is it's usually feast or famine here, and we either get it all at once or we get none at all, and a lot of the long timers know that. All right, here we go. Here's a look at the radar. You can see a shield of rain continuing to push across the coast of Texas and then right up towards the I-10 corridor. Now seeing some light to moderate rain pushing up into Liberty County and getting out towards the Beaumont area as well. We're seeing light rain down there in Fort Bend County, Brazoria County, Angleton, Freeport, getting into Lake Jackson, Galveston. Pretty much everywhere south of I-10 is seeing a shield of light to moderate rain this morning. So zooming in a little bit closer, rain rates really have not been all that impressive, generally picking up about a quarter to a half inch of rain, some areas a little better than that. Now, the National Hurricane Center continues to say that we've got a 30% chance of development with this system before it moves on shore. If you look carefully, it looks like we've got a little center of circulation trying to form there about 60 miles off the coast of Texas. The bottom line is, even if this did become a named storm, the results here will be exactly the same. We're talking about very heavy rain in the forecast. Speaking of rain, here's a look at the forecast totals that came in. Well, look at this. This is brand new. I'm just now seeing this for the first time. Yet again, the model is showing even higher rainfall totals than I have yet seen with this event, showing generally between 17 and 24 inches of rain south of I-10. Take that with a grain of salt. I do not know if Angleton is going to get 24 inches. I don't know if Anahuac is going to get 17, but somebody south of I-10 could see some big rainfall totals, 10 to 15 inches, maybe some isolated amounts higher than that. But look what happens. This is what I was talking about earlier. Look out to the west and to the north where the rainfall totals are significantly less, which is the reason why we don't have flood watches up there. But everywhere you see in the yellow, and actually this does take it all the way up into Montgomery and San Jacinto counties, we're talking 8, 9, 10, 11, 17. It's concerning. It certainly is, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it. You know, this is going to be an hour-by-hour situation here over the course of the next couple of days. 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms today, 80% as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. In fact, we could pretty much change this to a 100% chance of rain as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, and then things hopefully drying out as we get into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So again, I think this is one of those situations to where we need to be prepared. We don't want to use superlatives, and we don't want to use hyperbole to describe this kind of rain event. We have seen these kind of rain events before, and the good news is that we are very dry. The reason why that's good is obviously we're going to be able to absorb 6, 7, 8 inches of rain before we see a lot of problems. The bad news is a dry ground is like concrete. And if you get rain rates of 2, 3, or 4 inches of rain per hour, it all turns to runoff, and we could see some problems around the area pretty quickly. But I think the biggest problems, if we're going to see any, are going to be along and south of I-10. That's where we could see some of those rainfall totals really stack up. And I think the problem really begins as we get into tonight, Wednesday, and into your Thursday. So we're going to keep a very close eye as we head into the next 72 hours. Keep in mind that flash flood watch does not go into effect until we get to 1 o'clock this afternoon. So yes, it is raining lightly right now. That is good because we certainly need the rain across the area. But we are anticipating that the rain will become significantly heavier as we get into the coming days. So once again, there's your flash flood watch right now. Liberty, Chambers, Harris, Galveston, Brazoria, Fort Bend, Wharton, and Matagorda counties. That's where the flash flood watch is right now. Again, goes into effect at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it's easy to see why, because we have a huge swath of rain out there over the open Gulf of Mexico. There's your dry conditions. What you see here in the yellow is going to be abnormally dry. What you see in the peach color here is going to be drought 1 conditions. And then look at that, even a red dot up there to the west of College Station indicating severe drought conditions. So we certainly need the rain, and we're getting the rain, but there's a lot of it out here over the northwest Gulf of Mexico that's going to continue to rotate right into our region. Now, why do we care if this is going to develop? Because the results are going to be exactly the same, very heavy rain. The reason why it matters is because as it is now, a very elongated, weak area of low pressure, look at how wide the rain shield is here. We're talking all the way into southwest parishes of Louisiana, Cameron, Calcasieu, and Beauregard parishes seeing the rain right now well away from that center of circulation. But if this thing were to tighten up, and it looks like the center of circulation trying to form about 60 miles off the coast of Freeport, we're going to see this rain tighten up around that center of circulation, which would concentrate the rain closer to Houston. So the stronger the storm gets, and it's a very low chance of development, but if it were to develop, it would actually concentrate the rain a little bit closer to the city of Houston. So that's why it matters. It's not a wind event. We're not looking at a hurricane situation, but even a tropical storm could focus the rain closer to Houston and really cause us some problems as far as totaling up those rain amounts, 10, 15, or 20 inches, as we saw on one of the computer models. So there's a look at the rain right now, continuing to push right along the I-10 corridor all the way down to the coast. It is going to be a rainy afternoon, it looks like, and we will continue to keep you guys updated on this. Again, stay weather aware over the course of the next couple of days as we begin to move into more of a possible flood situation as we get into Wednesday and into Thursday. We'll keep you updated on the hour here at KHOU, and if we're not on our digital platforms, you can see us online, or of course you can follow us on our web at khou.com. Download the KHOU Weather app. It is a brand new app. We're launching it today, and we'll make sure to keep that updated throughout the day as well.